specialize in music most people hate. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and our website. Let us share the noise with you.
Yo, this is John from Noise Dosage Media, and this episode is brought to you by Begrudgingly Benny. Interested in putting something horrific and grotesque on your next piece of merch? Benny is tucked away in the fiery depths of COVID quarantine, blasting the filthiest of old school death metal and drawing hideous creatures that he is waiting for you to adopt. Go over to Instagram and follow at BegrudginglyBenny and contact him if you would like some really weird original art for your band or label. Super professional, highly recommended. All right, we are live. So let's start it off. Let's start it off with what we were just talking about. So Barbaric Brutality. What was your introduction to them, and where do you think they're going to be within the next year or two?
I don't have a lot of brain cells left, so my memory is faded from all the alcohol and LSD in my past. But I gotta say that I ran into Mike maybe online because I don't really run the Instagram page. I got a family member that handles that. One of our brothers handles that, and just started getting messages and whatnot. And then, Mike and I became friends. And once he discussed the vision with me of what he wanted to do with Ruin as far as releasing the Plague Transmissions volumes on tape 1 and 2, and he started off with 1, which has already been out. And we're going to be working on 2 starting in December, starting to put that together, and he'll have it out early next year. I just realized, kind of like I was chatting with you a little bit ago before we went live, just the conviction and the passion that he had. He's a really nice fucking dude, which, these days is rare, even in the underground.
Yeah, especially for a label.
Yeah, some of these label people, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously Ruin works with a lot of labels. We do a lot of releases, and, we work some of the same labels. We do some different ones, and we made some killer connections. I mean, we got some of the best labels in the underground helping us out, but there's also a good number of bullshitters and flakes and just ripoffs. And, Mike's definitely not that. He's doing the right way. Like I said, he's passionate, has the conviction. He's doing everything positively and just has a good ear for stuff, not only knows what people want, which, let's face it, if I put out everything that I absolutely love, it wouldn't necessarily sell, like crazy, because we all have different tastes. If you're doing it as a business, you got to you do some marketing, and you got to figure out what people want. I mean, you don't want to sit on 500, pieces of vinyl of, you might believe in the band, but is it going to go anywhere? Is your wife going to divorce you because it's taking up fucking space? And,
exactly. Get this
he's doing things the right way. Yeah. He's starting off with the tapes, and I'm sure he's going to branch out as far as where he's headed. I mean, sky's the limit. He's a super smart, super nice guy. And I know his partner is really solid and really good. They got a good team going, and I think they got support from the underground right now. So that's key. If you've got people out there buying your stuff and just really showing that love, then it makes things a hell of a lot easier. You're not sitting here trying to pimp yourself out and beg people, oh, fucking buy my shit. It's people are already hunting it down and scooping it up. So that's good. And that seems to be happening. All his stuff, I mean, it's not just Ruin. The other stuff he's doing all sells out really quick. So, the packaging's killer. The layouts are killer. The
way he markets his stuff is very unique too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think once he expands and, grows as a label, I mean, he's even going to do some crazier stuff. We all have to remember that we can't, we're not millionaires here. So it's not like, he can put a ton of money into stuff. It has to be, slowly but surely. I think he'll start putting out some really, really cool stuff with, different variants and collectible type things or whatever. But yeah, he's killing it, man. We're honored to be part of the family, and even beyond Plague Transmissions, volume 2, we would definitely work with them again in the future. It's kind of like, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah. Don't break it.
We keep working with a lot of the same people just because we're doing good shit together. So Mike's definitely a part of our family, and it's been killer working with them.
It's like, what's the point of making a new bridge when you already got one?
Yeah, and I mean, we're not against working with new people, but again, whether it's we're not doing shows right now, obviously nobody is, but when it comes to like local promoters, when it comes to out of town or out of country promoters, when it comes to record labels, when it comes to artists doing our artwork, merchandise people, I got to know them. I got to trust them, because I don't want to have to fucking show up to somebody's house and stab them 40 times because they fucking rip me off,
Right.
or, pull a drive-by on them and fucking shoot them.
Yeah.
So it's always good to, have, we've been really, really fucking lucky to, we've been around a long time too. So we got some good connections, whether it's the local promoters or, labels out there or whatever. There's been a couple flakes that haven't, shit falls through. It's understandable. It's the underground too. It's like I said before, it's like,
the promoters freaking running away at the end of the show to get paid.
Yeah, historically that's only happened to me personally with stuff I've been involved with a couple times, thankfully, and it was mostly out of state. I didn't get a chance to stab them, but I definitely wanted to. For the most part, we usually get our money. You don't want the cult coming after you. Let's put it that way.
Right, exactly. So off of the cult, my next question is basically, gore is one of the main elements, concepts behind your music. And I'm curious, what were your influences growing up? Like, did you, watch any horror movies or anything? Like, what got you into writing about that?
Yeah, I think, horror movies and heavy metal go hand in hand,
Exactly.
That's why, when I was a kid, I would, Molly Hatchet's cool and everything, but when I was young, I looked at their album covers and be like, whoa, this is fucking badass. And I take it home. It's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? My dad listens to this or something. So,
right.
Which, hey, like I said, later on, they end up being cool and everything, but, you're expecting Venom or Iron Maiden, but they don't sound like that. So the visual aspect of doing, heavy music, oh man, you got to have gore and murder and all kinds of crazy shit. So yeah, I mean, luckily my parents were cool, and they were taking me to Friday the 13th and Halloween and the theaters when I was young. They'd take me and my buddies in the neighborhood, and we go watch. They knew. I mean, yeah, it was kind of brutal. Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Last House on the Left. I mean, those are some brutal movies.
Right.
And they didn't have a lot of the crazy censorship, I guess, that happened later on, like in the 70s. Some of those movies are just fucking brutal. So it was cool, but they knew it was just a movie.
Censorship is getting worse nowadays. Like, you go online, like Fluids, anything they put out, man, it's just censored. Anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, if you're pushing, I mean, we've had some, I know Fluids gets some shit, and we've had some shit too. We've had some shit banned on YouTube, like one of the samples we used was just a little bit too much, and people got all up in arms. But yeah, fuck, man, it's fucking stupid. But I don't run YouTube. I don't run Facebook, so I don't fucking cry about it. We get banned or whatever for certain shit. I mean, we had a friend of ours make one of the early demo songs into a video, and we used the Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer footage where they're in there, him and Otis are killing the family, and they're like strangling them and doing all kinds of crazy shit. And that got banned really quick. We tried putting it on 3 or 4 different platforms, and it just said, nope, can't do it.
Right.
So, hey, it's understandable. Like I said, I don't fucking run. I'm not the president of YouTube. I'm not the founder. It sucks. We should be able to express ourselves however we want, as long as.
Hey, 1, 2. What happened? Hey, I think
I think the internet went out for a second. I think we're back on.
All right, there we are.
Yeah,
all right,
cool. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, horror movies and brutal movies were a huge part of all of us in the group growing up. in the whole family. I mean, that's it's something you do. You fucking get everybody together, blast death metal, put on some horror movies. You're smoking weed, drinking beer, pounding whiskey, and fucking having a good old time. End up fucking headbanging, in the garage at fucking 3 a.m, and then
right.
Get some more beer at 6 a.m. and then you put on Texas Chainsaw Massacre and the Thing, and that's a big part of it. So a lot of the imagery is definitely influential. We got some horror movie stuff historically, whether it be merchandise or imagery in some of the videos we made or whatever. That definitely. So it's the movies are a big part, even books and shit like that too. Just anything that is dark and evil and fucked up. We're definitely about it.
It's awesome. Now, so off the topic of, evil and stuff, like the concept of your music, how did you, pick that?
Well, the original band is actually formed in the 90s, the early 90s. And it's the same thing as once we got it back up and running again in 2015, it was, this is the same shit, it's just basically trying to make the most repulsive and ugly and fucked up music as possible. Right. So, the original influences of Sabbath and Venom and shit like that, even AC/DC or whatever, that's kind of the start, the genesis of everything, Judas Priest, Motorhead, and then moving on to stuff like just Discharge and GBH and the Misfits or whatnot. And then, the early thrash metal stuff, Creator, Sodom, some of the more faster, heavy duty stuff. And then moving, obviously when death metal and grindcore hit, it was just like mind blowing. So that just really drove us to try to keep getting faster and heavier and just everything. And then, we originally did have the whole crazy serial killer type concept, because we were all into the actual serial killers, the movies, the slasher films. So it was all, like I said, it goes hand in hand. So we,
that's awesome.
We wanted to implement all that shit into the blender, and we just really were influenced by the final stuff that really got us over the edge to get the band going, full fledged was, Autopsy and Nihilist and stuff like that. The first wave of that death metal demo era of the late 80s, early 90s. Impetigo and fucking, Mortician, and all the Immolation, all that stuff, Incantation, obviously, all those East Coast bands, all the Swedish and Finnish bands, Abhorrence and Zeisma and Funebre and all that stuff. So, and then even some of the stuff in England, Bolt Thrower and Prophecy of Doom and all that heavy duty shit. And it just inspired us to try to get heavy and fast and
get
sick.
Even heavier. Now what tuning do you guys play in? Like when I listen to that, I'm like, that's got to be in like G. Is it in G?
Yeah, we get lower than G. The stuff on the writing Grave Split was actually even lower. I think half of the band was like looking at me like, you're fucking out of your mind. How are we gonna play this low? And it was like, fuck, it's a mistake. We're in the middle of this pandemic. The fucking guitars were sitting in the studio for a while because they were just fucking, all the strings were all fucked up and it was all out of tune and everything. So I just tried to tune everything by ear when we went into the studio at that point. Cause we had we had the fucking, the lockdown, at the beginning of the fucking plague that hit, and we had the quarantine for a while. And then, there was a bunch of protests and shit going on in Southern California. So there was a bunch of curfews for a couple weeks too.
Yeah.
So maybe we're going to get back going again. We had curfews in the evening at sundown. So it was a while before David and I, our drummer, Di Muerte, and I were able to get back into the dungeon and, get those songs going again. So, I always fucking joke. We tuned to Z minor basically when people ask. So it goes between G and Z and, anywhere in between. Sometimes we want to tune up a little bit just so it's not so, but I don't know. We like that shit. Sounds like a garbage disposal.
Right.
Sounds like a gorilla taking a shit. It's all good. That's what we tune to.
The tuning that I've been playing with is G, like drop A was way too tight for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, G's good. I think maybe the demo was in G. I can't remember. I'm not, I'm not a fucking guitar tech, so I just plug the fucking thing in and I just strum the shit and come up with the fucking ugly riffs. I got the other talented motherfuckers in the group that handle all the fancy shit. So
when it comes down to like the production of a record, do you guys get in the room together and just jam and like record it, or do you guys like go in with a click and all that, or how's the process go?
Yeah, we definitely don't use a click. That's not necessary for us. Right. We're not necrophagist or anything. So yeah, we're good on that. It's usually, and we were pretty much a fucking scummy punk rock band playing heavy death metal. So it's pretty simplistic, but yeah, it really depends. I mean, we've done so many releases in these 5 years and almost 6 years now that sometimes it's the whole group. Sometimes it's just David and I, sometimes it's David, Christian and I, sometimes we get Steve and Dan in there. Now we have Rob helping on a guitar too. So it differs, man. It's kind of like whoever's around and whoever, because everybody else is in a bunch of other bands too. So, and they got kids and they got lives and mortgages and jobs. And obviously with this fucking pandemic, it's been difficult trying to get everybody's schedules together and whatnot. And so, for 2015 through 2000, maybe early 2019, our engineer, Gary, was doing most of our stuff. We also do stuff with John at Trench Studios. He's done a bunch of stuff like Hyrax and Abysmal Dawn and Coffin Tex and stuff like that. He does a bunch of local bands and other bands too out of the area. I think he did the Ascended Dead. He just did the Skeletal Remains too. So John does a lot of stuff. So
yeah, I talked to Chris from Skeletal Remains. He's awesome.
Yeah, that's our boy Charlie, man. He's one of the family. We got he played drums on the Vrenth record that I did. Chris and I, and there's a few Ruin members that were on that Vrenth record. It's kind of basically Ruin, but it's Christian's project with Charlie after they were in Necrosic. I guess they had some music that they still wanted to put out, so they got that Vrenth project going, and they asked a few of us to help out, and we got it going. So that album will be out shortly. Actually, I think the pre-order is already out. But yeah, Charlie plays drums on that. He's the shit, man. He's
kicking ass with the releases, man.
He's doing Incantation and Skeletal Remains, and yeah, he's doing a bunch of stuff, and he's got more stuff coming. So he's got a bunch of bands up in Portland that he's working on, and so yeah, he's killing it, man. He's definitely the best drummer in metal right now that I can think of, just as far as just that straight pounding style, just organic. I like Chad from Necrot too. Just pounders, man. These guys are like John Bonham, gone death metal. So
Necrot is so freaking good, man. I love.
Yeah, no, those guys rule, man. They deserve everything they're getting right though. They work their asses off. They write good shit. Really solid people. So yeah, we're happy for them. So anyways, yeah, Trench Studios. We do some stuff with John. He does a lot of the initial tracking, and then we do the rest of it like in our dungeon. Got a couple home studios and whatnot. Like Christian's been working on the last few releases, so we've been doing that. I was just over at his house the last couple weeks, periodically doing this third full length Ruin album. So we're wrapping up side one of that. So we're like halfway done.
Sweet.
And then David and I got to write the second half of the record, and then we can go back and record it. But yeah, we used to have like kind of Gary had a mobile studio set up too. So we would record in different places. That's why like in the releases where it says, maybe it's recorded here or there, it's definitely true. We record wherever we really can. At the end of the day, it's kind of like, okay, where can we do this? We got these songs, let's get it out. Unfortunately, Gary had some health problems, so he had to retire from doing music. So now we're doing pretty much John and Trench Studios, and then Christian in Ruin. He does a lot of the production stuff now, and that's how we're going to do it. Like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've been doing that periodically. Right. It's part of the team that we've been doing anyways, so it works. So we'll keep going that route. We know fancy studios with 30 mics and click tracks.
We don't need that. We don't need that.
This is the simplistic, ugly death metal shit, man. We don't need that. It's easy and straightforward, and it just kind of pukes itself out. We don't
Right.
need to. It gets fancy. It starts sounding ridiculous. If it sounded too polished,
Yeah, you sound like a tech death band or something.
yeah, it'd be embarrassing. It'd be like, what the fuck is this? I mean, part of we already sound shitty, man. We need the shitty production to make it sound a little better in that sense.
So we got some comments here. Gift of Guts says, "Fuck yeah, what's up, brother?"
All right.
So
what's up, Gift of Guts?
Poppet's Corner says, "Nice shades, dude."
Yeah, fucking Tanner. He's a friend of mine here locally. He's the Trust. He plays in the Trust. Good thrash band that we have here, Death Thrash band in Southern California. They're buddies of ours.
I'm telling
what's
you,
up, Tanner?
California's got something in the water, and that's why all the metalheads freaking end up there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, I mean, San Diego, LA, Orange County, and then the Bay Area. There's a lot of killer bands historically, obviously, but recently too. There's been a lot of really good shit coming out. So we're honored to be a part of the California family.
So Disgusting Riff says, "Arg, Mike rules."
I think that's Dustin from Church of Disgust, if I'm not mistaken. But again, my brain cells don't work very well. So
okay,
that's what's up, brother. Fucking Church of Disgust fucking rules.
Okay, so Invigorator, what do you think of the Ticketmaster policy without a COVID vaccine? You can't get a ticket. Yeah, I saw that. Did you see the Ticketmaster thing? If you don't get a vaccine, you can't get into a show?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. And I don't go to a whole hell of a lot of shows anyway, so it doesn't really affect me. I'm like the rare person that this pandemic has been kind to me, to be honest with you. I'm kind of become an introvert in my old age, so I don't like fucking going out too much. So, that sucks for, the fucking night owls and the fucking barflies and shit, I guess. But as far as the what's that?
I feel like us musicians have the I don't know. Musicians have it a little bit easier than a regular person in COVID, because I mean, I just sit home and write music all the time.
Fucking A. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's why it's like it's been fine. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass trying to schedule photo shoots and get like a whole group together into the room to jam and whatnot. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but at the same time, I've been plenty busy. I was working from home a lot during over the summer. I was working remotely when the shit first hit. So, but it does suck, man. I mean, we need to get out back playing shows at some point. I mean, that's what metal is all about, death metal, getting that energy and that crazy fucking crowd out there. We enjoy doing that. As far as the whole Ticketmaster thing, I haven't really followed it, but fuck, man.
I don't even think we should start having, I mean, local shows, man. Let's get those going. But when it comes down to Ticketmaster shows, fuck that for a while,
man. I know some of those. I feel bad because I have friends that are gig workers and whatnot, and they're the roadies and the sound guys and whatnot, and the people in the industry really hit hard. And now their unemployment benefits are going to end on December 26th if those fucking assholes in Washington don't figure something out. So it's fucked up, man. It's a fucking weird time, trying to have opinions on anything, especially with this virus.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have the fucking answers, man. I guess it's a state by state basis and everything's different. It's like, I was talking with somebody today about that with certain zip codes get hit harder, like in our region. Why are they closing everything else down in the other zip codes that really don't have a lot of cases? I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
the whole thing is great.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I mean, I've worked as a chef in the past before. Now the restaurant industry is fucking just decimated right now, even with the the to-go stuff and the delivery and all. It's still fucked up. So, and even when they reopened, it was still slow because people are still fucking scared. So, as far as Ticketmaster, fuck, man. I mean, they're such a huge corporation, and I don't know if they're always have the best interests of humanity. I think they're more into making money, and they got to get their fucking business up and running and their employees going, I guess. So I guess they're trying. Everybody, I'd like to think for the most part, everybody's fucking trying to do the best that they can, trying to figure this shit out. But I agree with you. I don't think big events are fucking necessary right now. I think we should definitely wait that out. As far as small local shows with
Small,
it's hard to be responsible when you're
capacity,
fucking
you know what I
drinking
mean?
and hanging out, you know, at a bar, man. You know, that's where a lot of the virus is being spread, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't have the answer to this shit.
Right.
That's why I'm not a politician, I guess. Those assholes seem to have all the answers for everything.
Yeah, they're like doctors, man. They know everything.
Yeah, they think they do. You know, they'll tell us everything that we need to do and everything. You know, and it's just, is that going to work? Fuck, it might not work. What works for you ain't going to work for me. You know. And
the last thing I'll say about politics is, okay, so I was watching a video the other day, and it was Cuomo. You know, he represents Western New York, blah blah blah, and you know, he was doing this press conference and none of them had masks on. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you're telling us to wear masks and you're sitting here doing a press conference with nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just weird shit, man. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. It's kind of like Newsom out here in California where, you know, he got caught with his pants down at a fucking fancy dinner somewhere. And he wasn't wearing a mask. There's all these medical professionals. It was some sort of dinner. I didn't follow the whole fucking story because I despise politics anyways. So, but yeah, he got in a bunch of hot water, and people are fucking pissed, you know, because he's telling people what to do and shutting down businesses, and obviously, and you know, Cuomo too. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I think these governors and mayors and stuff, I think they're trying to do the best that they fucking can. I think. From what I can see, I don't see it all the time. It seems like Cuomo's doing okay because New York, you know, New Yorkers are very regimented, man. You know, some of these other states, it's like you tell them something and they just think, oh, fuck, you're trying to take away everything from me. Fuck you. You know, and they just, oh, I'll do anything for my country, but I'm not going to wear a goddamn mask at Walmart. Fuck you. You know, and they start freaking out. It's like, motherfucker, is it really that fucking difficult? You know? Exactly. If you don't want to wear one, all right, you know, but just don't be a fucking asshole about it and start stabbing people because they tell you to wear one, you know.
I was at Walmart.
You know, there's this time and place to stab people. You know, it's not because of a fucking mask, though. You know, so
I was in Walmart like a month ago, and this dude literally took a tissue and taped it to the top of his fucking nose.
Yeah, I've seen assholes with their fucking like tiny whitey underwears like taped around their face because just weirdos, man. Just, you know, so you see some of those memes and it's like, yeah, that's fucking true. I've actually seen that shit, especially at Walmart because there's always chuds in there, you know. But hey, I go to Walmart too. I guess I'm a fucking Walmart chud sometimes. You know, it's the cheapest deal. They got good deals on duct tape and, you know, tools and knives and shit. So
there we go. Brandon, welcome, brother.
Yo, how's it going?
Thanks for joining us.
So Brandon is going to be our co-host for a little bit. He actually introduced me to you guys.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Brandon.
He's a freaking kick-ass
No,
dude.
you guys are fucking insane.
Fuck yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for spreading the plague.
So, Brandon, throw some freaking questions. This is your time to shine, brother.
I don't know, man. So you're typically, and cut me off if I'm laggy. For some reason, it sounds a little laggy to me. But yeah, you guys have been like, from what I've seen, like trying to look you up and stuff. You guys have been like really secretive, like with or maybe not so much secretive as in like not public. And if you already answered this, don't answer. But why kind of go in a new direction? Because I mean, like your Instagram is like pretty popping now, like definitely compared to where you guys were at before. So why did they change the pace?
Well, you know, we're kind of I like to say it like we're being dragged out of the sewer slowly but surely. So I mean, you know, we weren't even at one point in 2015, we weren't even going to play live at that, you know, for a while. We were going to try to think of some different ways on how to conceal our identities. But then, you know, it's kind of like it's been done so many fucking, you know, so much over the years and whatnot. Yeah, we still do it. But at the same time, it's like, fuck it, man. You know, we are, you know, we're getting out there. It's getting spread around. So at some point, you know, it's not going to be so much of a secret or whatever anymore. And, you know, it's, we're getting dragged into the mainstream, I guess, in a small way, even though I don't think, you know, something as shitty as our music is never going to be fully mainstream. There is some catchiness to it, but for the most part, most people that really love us, I worry about their sanity. And, you know, I don't know if I'd want to hang out with them on a regular basis. They got some fucking problems. Those are the people that mama warned you about. But yeah, you know, we're just fucking trying to keep it just going with the flow, I guess, in that sense. You know, it's like, you know, I'm not trying to.
Does that like push you guys to? Does that push you guys to write more and to like make more music, or are you guys just kind of like doing what you've always done? I mean, you said you're
we're
like
just
playing
doing our
live
thing,
and
man.
stuff.
Yeah, we're doing our thing.
Yeah, nice.
We'd be doing our thing regardless of, you know, whether we had 2 followers online or 15. You know, we didn't ever plan on having any online sites. You know, if you notice, for the first few years, we didn't have anything. We still don't technically have a Facebook. I started a YouTube channel making videos a few years ago, but then YouTube started getting all weird with the censorship and started banning some of our shit. So I just gave up. I was like, what a fucking waste of time. And then, you know, the labels are the ones that are connected. So they handle all that. Plus you got, you know, Miłosz in Poland, you know, uploading all the fucking songs like 2 weeks before it comes out and making his own, you know, YouTube videos and stuff. And that he's got fucking millions of followers. So that's cool, you know? So it's like, they handle all that shit now. So, one of my brothers basically suggested the Instagram page, and we chatted about it. And at first I was kind of against it, but like you said, it's blowing up. It seems to be really fucking popular, and we're just posting stupid shit on there, and people fucking dig it. So that's cool, man. It's like one of those things. It's a great way to spread the word out there, spread the plague, as we always say. And it definitely helps me get rid of fucking the fucking stupid merchandise that I make, that I fucking spend money on, that we need to get out there. And I need to get it out of my fucking office and out of the dungeon, and, you know, out to the people that want it. So it's a really great way to spread everything and information and everything. So yeah, man, we're fucking, you know, cavemen. So it's kind of like, you know, like I said, we're being dragged out slowly but surely out of the dark into the light in that sense. So, you know, at some point, you know, we've already done some out of town trips and whatnot. Went over to the East Coast last summer. So people are starting to realize who we are and whatnot. So it's good, man. You know, at the end of the day, the music is all that matters. So if the music is getting out there, then we're all for it. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of just happening naturally and organically, as far as us. Yeah. I wouldn't even say getting bigger or whatever, you know, because like I said, I don't know if a band like us will ever get big or whatever, you know. That's not what we're aiming for anyways. It's just kind of like, you know, if we weren't doing this and putting out this shitty music, you know, we would be dead or in prison probably. So it's probably better that we're doing that.
Yeah, I think it was. I just saw the other day. I had no idea, but Anthony Fantano. You guys got a. I don't know if you saw the video, the review, but that's like almost like hipster status. I mean, I'm sure like some people listened to it and then like went on with their business, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I dug that, and then yeah. And
is
then
that
the other thing,
is that the dude with like, you know, 1 million followers or whatever on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about.
I had no idea who that was, and it was fucking awesome actually. And then I go on his YouTube channel, I was like, this motherfucker is like, he's got like 5 million followers, you know? I mean, you know, is this Lil Wayne or something? Like, what the fuck's going on here? And how the hell did he get the compilation? And he liked it.
Presley got a hold of your stuff, man.
Yeah, fucking A, you know. Elvis fucking kicked it down, did some coke, fucking gave him some Pledge Transmission CDs, and Anthony was all about it. So yeah, that was a fun. And then I got all these buddies of mine that were fucking sending me the link to my Facebook Messenger and shit. And I was like, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. So that was cool. Like I said, I mean, you know, we don't even know what the fuck's going on half the time. We're in the basement. You can see how many fucking releases we have. We're usually writing, you know. That's why I was saying earlier, I hate to say it, but the pandemic's been fucking good to me, man. You know, I've been able to fucking just hide in my room and fucking write all kinds of stupid music and get a bunch of shit out. So I don't give a fuck. I don't really like human beings anyways, except for my inner circle, my family and shit. Obviously I miss them. I try to see them when I can, but yeah, as far as the general public and all that, I mean, I fucking just loathe having to get all covered up and go into fucking Walmart to buy some stupid shit. So, let alone, I'm not worried about going to a fucking bar or, a local show or whatever. Yeah. We miss playing live or whatnot, but at the same time, we really don't. So it'll happen when it happens. But no, it's fucking cool. Regardless, like I said, at the end of the day, if the fucking the shit's getting out there, the merchandise, the music, the message, fuck it. We're all about it. Let's do it. As long as, we're just going to keep doing our thing anyways. So if people such as yourselves dig it and are supporting us with, interviews like this and coverage, then, we're all about it, man. We fucking appreciate it because, this death noise is not for everybody for sure. So the fact that people are actually interested, I mean, it's cool. It's just it's kind of a bonus, because we would, like I said, we still be making it anyways, making the music or whatnot, but it definitely makes it easier. The more people are into it, at the end of the day, that's the goal. You want to spread that shit to as many people as possible, so.
Right. Yeah. Now, so my question to you is like, where do you want the band to be within the next 5 years?
Well, hopefully we'll still be alive, but sometimes I wonder if we even want that either. But
freaking plague's gonna come over.
Yeah, right.
Take everybody with them.
Well, yeah. I don't really, not really looking that far ahead. I mean, we would like to get over to Europe at some point, and due to the current circumstances, who the fuck knows if that's ever going to happen anytime soon. But Europe and Japan and South America would be just amazing. Some of my friends have been able to do all that. It's just they just rave about it. So that's been the goal since we started the band in 2015. And then, it'd be cool to get some more places in the U.S. I mean, we got to get up to Portland, up in Oregon. We got to get to Texas, got to get to Chicago, got to get out to Indiana, a lot of, backed out to the Eastern Seaboard with New York, Baltimore, and Philly. Fucking Philadelphia was fucking amazing last summer. It was the best Ruin show that we've ever had. It was just so fucking nuts. And so we got to get back out there and, and then of course we'll be doing 10, 15 releases every year. So in 5 years, we should have another 40, 50 releases under our belt. So, but we're just going to keep doing what we're doing, man. We're not trying to look too far ahead, whether people are still interested or not, it remains to be seen. But we'll still keep it going. But we just want to keep moving in the right direction, I guess, and see what happens.
Keep grinding.
Yep. Yeah, definitely keep grinding.
Out those comp tapes.
What's that?
I said keep on putting out those compilation tapes.
Oh yeah. No, the people request that shit. So I'm kind of against doing represses and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's just like I said, if people want them, they're going to get them. And if I can figure out how to get it going, then we'll do it. We do a lot of homemade releases here in the basement. And, but we also have labels that want to, put stuff that was only on vinyl, only on CD, only on tape, and then, change it up and put it out on CD, put it out on tape, put it out on vinyl, stuff that's never been on those formats before. The compilations, whether it's, Mike at Barbaric Brutality or it's us doing it homemade or whatever for people. It's people want it. If we got enough people fucking hitting us up requesting stuff, then we'll try to figure it out because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We wouldn't be here without the fucking maniacs like you guys and all the other maniacs out there that are supporting us. So, why deprive people such as yourself and all the other assholes out there of the filth of Ruin? So we'll keep getting it out there as best as we can. And as long as, I can keep getting blank tapes and labels keep wanting to put out our shit, then I guess we'll be all good.
Keep on keeping on. So the last thing I will ask, and then I'll have a whole bunch of people ask some questions. So I'll put them in the description here. So I see Black Sabbath in the background, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what was your introduction to them, and where do you put them on the totem pole for, I don't know, like the best metal band. Do you consider them that, or?
Yeah, well, I don't like to use the terms, oh, well, they're the best or this is the best. I always say my personal favorite is this or that. So my personal favorite band of all time is Black Sabbath, and always has been since I was a little kid. So my brother's 10 years older than me, and he was a metalhead in the 70s. So, the pre-metal, I guess you can call it. It was back then, it was more rock and roll. It was like Sabbath and Priest and AC/DC and Kiss and, stuff like that. And then later Motorhead and Maiden and Venom, Diamond Head and stuff like that. He was really into that new wave of British heavy metal stuff. And then he ended up meeting his future wife and gave me all his records and just didn't really give a shit about the music stuff anymore because he got a life. And then I never grew up. So I just took his collection and ran with it and then just kind of expanded on it like I was telling you earlier. But yeah, Black Sabbath is,
Hell yeah.
they're my favorite band of all time. Black Sabbath and Venom are probably my top two. But Black Sabbath, my brother played me, the self-titled album, and I guess when the Black Sabbath song would come on with the rain and the eerie Iommi riffs, that was the only thing that would shut me the fuck up when I'd be having a little tantrum. I'd be crying, and he'd put on Black Sabbath, and I just was mesmerized by it. And then God of Thunder by Kiss, I seemed to be obsessed with that song, and then The Ripper by Judas Priest. I was always really like, all of a sudden I would just hang out by the speaker and stare at it, And then, of course, Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park would come on TV, and I'd just be sitting in front of it, little maniac, just watching that. And it just kind of went from there. But, yeah, that was my big three when I was a little kid, And then it was all over when he started taking me to concerts. The first concert he took me to was AC/DC for those about to rock tour. So wow. That was cool. And then we saw Scorpions and Rush and, Black Sabbath and later on Metallica and Slayer and stuff like that. So, yeah, he was a cool older brother. And I was really, really fucking lucky to have that. And that set me on the path to what I'm doing now. So, but yeah, Black Sabbath, that's my band. Always has been, always will be. I love the Dio era. I love the Born Again album. I love the later stuff, the Headless Cross or whatnot. I like the Dehumanizer album too. But the Ozzy era, the 70s stuff, that's my shit, for sure. Right. I think Volume 4 is probably one of my favorite album of all time.
What about the newest album and then the newest single? I don't know if it was Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, it was Ozzy Osbourne. He just dropped a new music video. It's freaking crazy.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard that. That last Sabbath album they did a few years ago or whatever with their final tour or whatever. It was, whatever. It was I don't, obviously bands that have been around for such a long time, you can't expect them to be classic and hungry and driven like they were when they first started. I mean, whoever does that? There's very few artists out there that can stay just fucking amazing their whole career. Some have been able to do it, whatever genre of music they are. But, when you get older and whatever, and that hunger leaves and, it's, it becomes a business or whatever. So it's not the same. And I don't expect much out of a lot of these older artists a lot of times. They surprise me, like that new AC/DC record. It's like, fuck, man, this is fucking good. Right. They seem to be kicking the ass. It's one of the best things they've done in a while, and how long they've been around, obviously. And they've been one of my favorite bands for years too. So that's cool. They're an exception, but there's classic band. I like a lot of the Ozzy solo stuff too, but I kind of lost track of them, around No More Tears. So a lot of the later stuff he did, when some of the stuff would come on the radio or whatever, I just didn't think it wasn't my thing. I didn't get into it. So I haven't heard any of the newer stuff that he's done or anything, but I mean, that's cool. He's still doing stuff. I mean, guess what else is he going to do? I guess he does like weird reality shows about UFOs with his family now or something. I ran across something on Amazon or something. I haven't watched it yet, but I like all that crazy, UFO and supernatural shit. So maybe I'll check it out. So, but yeah, good fuck, man. Ozzy's a legend, regardless of the celebrity shit later on and some of the lame music he's done in recent years or whatever, man. He's still fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
So you got a dying question to be answered. Are you ready for it? Gift of Guts said, "Are you single?" ?
Wouldn't you like to know?
What we say, we salute you, No Dio, Venom. Can you make dinner since you're a chef? Question mark.
Yeah, I'll fucking poison your food and kill you. How's that?
This guy's freaking funny.
Of course I can cook, but no one's coming over to my fucking house. Fucking plague-ridden creep. Stay the fuck away from here.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps it up. Barbaric Brutality, thanks for setting us up. Brandon, thanks for chilling. MJS, thanks for chilling. We got this thing freaking going on, and
appreciate it.
If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and stuff, do that, and check out their discography, because they got more music coming.
Yeah, just type in the Ruined Death Metal Cult in your search engines, and you'll run into our Store MV and our Bandcamp, and that's where we sell our shit. So, yeah, we always got a bunch of shit coming out. So keep track. Hopefully, things will get back on track for 2021, and maybe I'll see some of you creeps out there in the live setting at some point.
I hope, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing this. It was fun. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
We're going to end the broadcast. Hey, thank you.
All right.